Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to invite you to Bentley residence, beautiful sunny Florida. And we're shooting a marketing episode with a few of my clients. One of them is Marat, broker of lending, and one of them is Steven. They're a power team at Miami and Sunny Isles area, specifically in the South Florida location. This is the top tier exclusive project in Sunny Isles. We're going to be shooting the amenities, the benefits, and just giving you an oversight of what the Bentley resident has to offer. We're using this as content for my clients. I'm going to introduce you to Steven. I'm going to introduce you to Marat. We're going to talk about the real estate trends. We're going to talk about the real estate market when it comes to residential, commercial, lending. We're going to talk about all of those areas, but I'm super excited to kind of welcome you back to my channel and follow along as we take a sneak peek inside this exclusive property. So guys, we just wrapped up the video shoot to market this property, Bentley Residences. Steven, for my viewers who are really interested in the digital marketing tips, since we've been working together for a couple of years, I noticed, aside from all the other realtors in the area, you have been quite successful building a following on social media, building your brand. Can you give me a couple tips to your keys to success when it comes to building the right audience, branding yourself as the leader in the South Florida area?
Yeah, great question. So I always recommend to be number one, authentic. Just be yourself. Don't copy other agents. Don't try to mimic things that are out there. Be yourself, be authentic. Give information that you want those people to be attracted to your page. Talk about different markets, talk about different buildings, talk about things that people want to know. And not only do you want to be informational, but I think it's good to be educational, inspirational, and just entertain. People want to laugh, people want to be intrigued, people want to look at videos that are, outside of the box, not the same hey, this is me, take a look at this is my listing, just sold, just listed. That's very boring in real estate. So it's very good to give, tips about how to save money, how to do deals, how to, shop, how to speak to lenders, how to, not have insurance issues, just so many different topics that the consumers are interested in. Those are the kind of information I'm giving. When it comes to education, I'm educating people not only on being a real estate agent, but actually on the buying process, the selling process, people that may be in the market are not quite there. I'm also educating viewers about different areas in Miami, different buildings, different developments, different exciting listings. And then I'm also, just talking about myself, what my routine is, why I wake up early, why I eat healthy, where I travel, what I do, lifestyle stuff that people know that I'm more than just a real estate agent. I'm an authentic human being that has value to give. And I invite people just by being myself at the end of the day,
Yeah, Steven, you made a great point about being authentic, but I always tell my clients to have a creative, consistent commitment to putting out content. Can you tell me and tell the viewers how important it is to be consistent with social media specifically for building your brand?
It's very important. I think consistency and persistence are very important. In the beginning, you may have 15 likes and 25 views and no shares, but if every day, with the compound effect, with people seeing you as the master in that environment, seeing you as the top agent in your environment, whether you're a realtor or a mortgage lender or whatever else your clients are doing with you, it's super important to be top of mind and having strategic times where you're posting this content, and don't being afraid to oh, I don't sound good, I don't like the color of my shirt today, I hiccuped here, I stuttered here. It's not important. You're being authentic. This is who you are. And so it's better to put out the content rather than kind of be reserved and putting out once a week. It's better to put out once or twice a day. And people notice that. I get a lot of compliments, not to toot my own horn, but a lot of the agents in my sphere have been like, Steven, I love your content. It's so informational, so inspirational. You're so consistent. Your public speaking is getting better. So you also practice, right? So in the beginning, you may not know what you're saying. Maybe the topics are not coming to mind right away. But the more, as you said, the more you put out there, the easier it gets, and that's how you become a professional, social media. Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
So that's great tips. When it comes to social media, it's really kind of still a new frontier. You really get the value for your buck. So can you tell me how you utilize social media instead of putting out maybe like a billboard or wrapping a bus? Social media gets your message to the masses and gives you a good ROI on your investment.
Yeah, so you can, you have your organic reach just by being consistent and persistent, which we just talked about. And then you can actually, run ads. You can do YouTube videos. You can do LinkedIn. You can do Facebook, different demographics. You got the younger folks, the more savvy people on Instagram. You got the 40 to 50, 60-year-olds playing around on Facebook. You got business people on LinkedIn. You have Twitter and now the threads that came out. You can do things with that.
Exactly.
YouTube for more longer content, which is great because YouTube actually, the more it's on there, the more searches you have, the SEO is better for you. So even if you posted a video like 6 months ago on YouTube, people can still see it today. It's one of the biggest search engines out there. It's owned by Google, obviously, and I call it long-term prospecting,
Long-term
right?
investment.
It's a long-term prospect, right? Like rather than short-term, when you call someone, cold call them, warm call them, whatever. This is long-term. They see you 10 times, they see you 40 times. They're like, this is my guy. Whether you're selling real estate, pumpkins, cupcakes, shoes, whatever, I think it's very important to have a good page.
You're building trust, you're building your brand, and in the long term, it's definitely going to come back tenfold.
Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate your feedback. Now I'm going to ask a few questions for Marat, who's my other client. So Marat, we just wrapped the shoot. We're going to be packaging this content into multi-purpose campaign. We're going to put it on Reels. We're going to put it on your website. We're going to put it on YouTube and distribute it across the whole social graph. But for my viewers, I wanted to use your case study as one of my best clients in the real estate industry. Since you're a mortgage broker,
Banking.
If you're in banking. So since we started by incorporating your corporate brand, your personal brand, we started with the logo, with the website, and now we're strategically targeting realtors through the lead generation program. Can you tell the viewers how important it is to be consistent, how important it is to do professional follow-up to your targeted market?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think it's really important to build a base. Like you said, we did start with a site, that's kind of your base. We started with some brand building for both the corporate aspect of it, my company, and then as well for myself as Marat, And then we started to build on that with social media content through Facebook, through Instagram. We've added now Reels, YouTube channel. We've expanded to the construction company, and we consistently put out 3 to 4, maybe now 5 pieces of content every week. And what I'm seeing is you may not see the result tomorrow, right?
Exactly.
You're not going to get that lead as a realtor or lender, but your conversion ratio on those calls, so is going to expand. Like I look at it and I found an analogy, and it was actually really interesting. It's like if you're going to war, and this isn't war, this is like, it's obviously important, but if you're going to war, social media and what we're doing is like aerial bombing, right? So you're going after there, and then you're spreading your word, right? And then, we do follow up with phone calls and stuff like that. And what I was mentioning is what we see is as my sales team is reaching out to a realtor to book an appointment with me, the agent is a lot more receptive to that appointment. The conversion ratio from appointment set to appointment that's kept, which is very important, has improved. And many times I'm getting comments where like, hey, you know, to be honest with you, I booked this appointment not because the phone call, but because I've heard of you. So, you know, that's combination of social media, combination of the reels, like you said, and email. You know, we do email campaigns. So all together, it really improves, and it is a long-term strategy.
Yeah, as I mentioned, you know, the multi-layer channel approach. You might post a comment on Twitter, you might post a reel on Instagram, then on YouTube you do a full segment episode like we shot today. It takes time to build the audience, but end of the day, if people start hearing your name more and more, they feel more at ease with your brand, and they give you more loyalty and trust factor.
Yeah, and it's super important to work with, you know, a social media company like with you. It's easy to work with you. I could text you, I could get in touch with you, and your team is always there to support me. Or, you know, now some of our sales rep are sending you pictures or whatever closings that we can post. So it's also important to work with a good partner and yourself. That it's comfortable for me. We have similar background, whatever, but that's important as well because you know, you laid out a strategy for me that was easy for me to follow. And, you know, as long as we stick to it and we're consistent, I think it really works.
Right, right. And, you know, part of the strategy, I think the next step is you're launching a podcast and you're going to be inviting power partners like Steven over to your podcast. Can you give us a little bit kind of sneak peek? What's the topic about your podcast and what can, you know, your clients or your prospects can get, what kind of information can they listen to?
Yeah, absolutely. So we started a podcast. I started a podcast. It's really Buying 101. It has to do with tidbits about buying property, buying real estate. You know, we're in multiple states: New Jersey, New York, California, Florida, Delaware, Pennsylvania. We're going to be searching out specific agents that could give you insight into where to buy if it's a primary residence, or if it's an investment property, where you can get a better ROI, or where there's better quality of life. So that's some of the discussions that we're going to have. We recorded a couple already, and it's going to be coming out shortly. But we're also going to touch base with maybe some other industry professionals, like you know, your contractors. With the market the way it is now, sometimes you're not able to get inspections. So we want to hear from maybe an electrician or a plumber or an HVAC guy. I know it's out of the box, but hey, I walk into a house, what should I look for because I can't get a regular home inspection?
Yeah.
So it's going to focus mostly for buyers, and you know, we'll expand on other topics that are related to, you know, individuals looking to purchase real estate.
Yeah, Marat, I appreciate your time. Thank you for being
Yeah, man.
online,
Good to see you.
and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.